Hi, I'm Jillian. I was diagnosed with bowel cancer in March 2020, not long before I turned 48. I also needed a stoma, so that means I now have an opening in my tummy where my large bowel comes out, and then I have a bag that collects the waste. So it does mean that there's a bit of a weakness there that I need to be careful around when I'm exercising or lifting anything heavy. But you can still exercise with stoma. I just wanted to share my experience of getting back to fitness after bowel cancer surgery, and particularly with a stoma. I think it's something that a lot of people are scared of and not sure what they can and can't do. There's a lot of myths out there about not being able to do certain things when you have a stoma. But I would say you can do almost anything with a stoma. Sometimes you just need to make adaptations, or it just takes a bit longer, to get back to fitness. I did quite a lot of exercise before my surgery, and I remember my surgeon saying that I was young, fit and healthy, which I didn't really feel at the time because I was almost 48 coming up to 50. But it's amazing when someone kind of says that kind of thing to you, and it just gives you a bit of a different perspective. It also meant that I had a better chance of recovering quicker from surgery, which I think is something to bear in mind. And following my surgery, I was put onto an enhanced recovery programme. So the next day they had me up and about, starting to move and gradually starting to walk a bit further each day. I was also able to eat toast and drink tea the next day. And again, I think there's a lot of myths around, especially when you have a stoma, that you have to start on a soft diet and gradually build up to more solid food. But obviously you wouldn't have a huge meal the next day after your surgery. It's just what you can manage. But I think the quicker that you get back to moving around and eating properly, then that means that you can make a quicker recovery as well, and it gives you the strength to do that too. I think one of the best and easiest ways initially for anyone exercising or starting to get back to fitness is walking. And I just started, once I got home, just walking a little bit further each day. It was very slow initially. I was kind of shuffling along like an old woman, but gradually you start to feel better, and you can move a bit, you can go a bit further each day. It's usually said about 6 weeks recovery time following major abdominal surgery, which was absolutely right. I was feeling great after 6 weeks, but it was a very gradual building things up to that point, and it was pretty much just walking was what I started with. I was also advised in the hospital before I left to think about doing Pilates, which is very good for strengthening your core. And again, with having a stoma and having a bit more weakness there, it was something that was recommended to think about. It wasn't something I'd done before. I had thought about it, but I did start to look at Pilates, and I actually came across a book. It was recommended by quite a few people in a forum that I joined. It's actually called the Bowel Cancer Recovery Toolkit, and it was written by a clinical exercise specialist who I actually ended up getting in touch with, and she was able to do a session with me online, which was really, really helpful. I mean, the book's brilliant. I would definitely recommend it. Lots of good tips about exercising and building it up, and she does cover a lot around if you've got a stoma as well. But she was able to give me exercises, particularly for me, that would work for me, and tried a few different things out and had a bit of a programme to work on over the next few weeks. Which was brilliant. It was just essentially kind of beginners Pilates. There's certain things in Pilates that you probably would never do with a stoma, because they put a real load on your abdomen. But there's loads of things you can do, and I've kept it up since then. And I've actually found a teacher locally, although it has been pretty much online during the pandemic. I do a class once a week, and I really, really enjoy it. But I think it has helped me hugely. I really do feel that it's kind of strengthened my core, but other parts of my body as well. It's not just your core that you work on, but I think it's really important around that. yeah, I love it. I look forward to doing it every week. So that's been great. And I think it's helped strengthen me for other exercises as well. And another thing I used to get, I have an office job, I sit at a desk most of the day. I used to get lower back pain, but since I've been doing Pilates, I don't get that anymore. But other things I used to do was running and going to boot camp classes. I'd actually got in touch with the person that did the boot camp classes, and she's also a personal trainer. So I started going to see her. That was maybe about 4 or 5 months after my surgery. Again, she'd adapted it to my needs and my level of fitness at that time, and more of a recovery programme. And that was really, really helpful as well. That kind of got my fitness and strength back. And just gradually every few weeks, sort of increasing the intensity or weights. And I did that for about 6 months. And it was great because she'd never worked with someone with a stoma before, but she found out about it, what that meant. And again, she made adaptations for me. Same with the Pilates teacher. She'd looked into what all that meant, and she's adapted exercises for me. And as I say, there's certain exercises that I just wouldn't do. I can't see myself doing them ever because they just put too much load on, but there's so many things that you can do. I think, it is difficult. You want to get back to your previous fitness, your previous activities. It can be really frustrating. It did take longer than I thought, but I think you just have to take each day, each week, each month as it comes, and you do get there eventually. I did try to go back to running last year, but I think it was just a bit too early, and my body wasn't ready for it. So I decided to get back into cycling a bit again, which I've been doing. I tried the couch to 5k a few times for the running, didn't get that far with it. I was really struggling. So I think sometimes you can beat yourself up about it, but you're better just to stop, find something else. I think as long as you keep moving, you're keeping fit, you're doing things that you enjoy, that's the main thing. So I kind of put the running on the back burner for a while and thought I'll come back to it, which I did at the beginning of this year. So started the couch to 5k again, and I'm almost there. I'm almost finished the programme, and really, really enjoying it. It's felt a lot better this time, so I think that's my body telling me that it was ready to get back into running. So yeah, really enjoying it and getting back into running. I've signed up for my first 5k in a few months' time. I think it's good to have a goal like that. It does keep you going. I think my advice would be that everybody's different. It will probably take longer than you think, but definitely get out there, start doing exercise. Pretty much straight away after your surgery, as soon as you get home, just gradually start building it up. As I say, walking's a brilliant way to get back into it. Don't worry about the pace of your recovery. Just keep doing something, keep moving. Literally don't try and run before you can walk. Find things that you do enjoy, because then you're more likely to keep doing it. And don't compare yourself to others, because everybody's different. Everybody's had slightly different surgeries or treatments. I did have to get chemotherapy after my surgery as well, which, I was kind of just getting back into building up my walking, but I did have to reduce it again a bit because I was feeling pretty ill on the chemotherapy. But also it affected the healing of some of my wounds. So, you will have some setbacks. But then once I finished my chemotherapy, I was straight back into the walking, did a 5k walk with a few friends and raised money for charity. And that was brilliant. Really felt good after that. And as I say, I've just kind of gone from strength to strength after that. So I hope that's really helpful, gives people hope. Not to be scared to do exercise after your surgery, and just go out there and enjoy it.